subscribe, hit that like button on your way in. It's free. Share it, tell a friend. I'm TTG. I was trying to go get it. Don't go back and forth with no nigga like tennis. If you from the hood, why you acting all timid? Salute, salute, salute. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. Today we're going to get into the reaction to Cali Wars, and I'm going to get into a lot of history when you talk about the beginning of the Damus and then the beginning of the Crips, which the LA Brims predate both. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all always get the history about the Crips and Bloods and how it started, but y'all get it from a Crip perspective, right? Because the Bloods as an organization was formulated and came together after the Crips was started. But we're going to talk about an organization that preceded both the Bloods and the Crips, the original anti-Crip organization, and that's where I'm from, the LA Brim. I don't know why they ain't let my Instagram start, but we're gonna try to go live. Yeah, they tripping, so forget it, man. I'm not even tripping. Let's get into this. But we're going to get into this first video. Let me go ahead and share this with y'all. And then this will allow y'all to get on. Then we'll get into the and then we'll get into it. Do Sims. I hope y'all can see it. Hit your brimming. Let's go. Hit your likes, share, tell a friend. All the homies that's in the chat, send it to the homies. Tell them tap in. Y'all ain't gonna get it like y'all get this. Most of y'all ain't at that round table. Y'all never got it like this.
Why? I never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. The deuces with the business. The VNs too and big fingers told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming.
Y'all see me in that Hummer.
Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies feeling
looking like $1 million.
Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies feel it now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Go on and watch me do that. Me and my niggas in the two-door kulak. And niggas don't want none like I'm the one to shoot at. Do that. And I've sent my whole fucking crew back. Now fuck with this brimming. Fuck with this brimming. I had your whole house sprayed from the floor to the ceiling. And don't forget to mention, the news will talk the killings. Me and my niggas be going hard for this brimming. Now fuck you niggas feelings. I'm fingers with the business. I'm brimming since beginning. I ain't stopping till I finish. I done told you motherfuckers, I'm a Fruit Town menace. Now watch me do my dance. Nah, fuck you, hit my brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Like, bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Like this. Like this. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. And the deuces with the business. VNs too and Big M told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with it. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies feel it,
Bitch, hit your brimming. Things and Luke Sims in the West Side FHN into the building. Back to the money after 10 years sentence. With the Mac, you want that? Knapsacks get pushed back. You ain't heard the fruits back. Fly as ever. Louis belt and loafers. Brim with the red feather. One up, one down. 7 drive of the town. Fruitorious 30s. Beware these 30 rounds will make you dance like Tommy's clown. Crimps in your crown. Till you like nut and tie on Norman dive. Face down. Stay down through the county, you can check my stats. Not a Maury, but went hard in a pink like that. All I stayed is facts from West Side recruiting. Put them on, take them shooting. 50 to the deuces, it's the hit squad dime. The name is Do Sims, and if you with the suit whooping, bitch, hit your brimming.
Never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. The deuces with the business. VNs too and Lil Nino told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming.
Rest in peace, Lil Nino.
Bitch, hit your brimming. All my homies with it now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with it now.
I brim walking in the function like wool. It's me no brim, L-I-L, never deuce. And if a nigga got a problem, air him out, I'ma shoot. I two-step and I slide like braids. Bitch niggas thought they murked me, but I only got grades.
Salute,
Big
gang.
diamonds in my
Shout
ears,
out
so you
PA.
know I'm fucking straight. Nah, I ain't from great, but your beat got raped. Yeah, I'm dripping 30s, but I don't do the rolling. Been banging since the 90s. Brand new chapter, gang, rep the both factors. Young gunners, flirt my little bastards. And I'ma rep the both fruit part, but you know, down to the nest. We west through these young streets, N-R-N-O-B. Banging big P's, do fingers, no thumb. Apple, peach, and plums to the harvest, to the nest. We'll leave your body numb. This that
Never
brand.
hit my rolling, bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. The deuces with the business. VNs, 2T wrench, told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with it now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with it now.
Fucking with the homies, and you know that we turned up. FHN, nigga, you know that we stay buck. Catch us in the club, nigga, doing our own dance. A real YG, 2 steps in our own pants. I never hit the rolling, I leave you like Ricky. Catch us in the fruit.
What up, Monique Gill?
50s, I'm a Harbor Park menace, the Fruit Town business. Fucking all the bitches, all the enemies know the bitches. Now, bitch, hit your brimming. This Harbor Park menace. Slip at that Slauson, I give you the business. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming.
Never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. And the deuces with the business. VNs too, and Big Nino told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with it now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Now all my homies with
I
it
hit my
now.
brimming and I'm ruthless. Us niggas get the loosest. The West Side Fruiters, VN and the deuces. Blood walking in the beehive. Been doing this since knee high. Belling through the halls of O'Shea with my deuce fire. Always hit a rolling. I never hit a Ricky. I bick it with the rallies. The hunters fucking with me. Cause I'm brim with the chickens. I'm brim with your knee high. I'm brim from the 8 all the way to the fizz eye. So catch me in the 30s. East side of Norman.
Damu Kiwe.
Niggas might be close, but you niggas not horming. Cause I'm really with this brimming. Y'all really with the snitching. The homie got an L. Y'all can't
They
fuck
better
with
not
this
end
brimming.
my live.
I never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems on the set, we could get it. I'm a Fruit Town menace. And the deuces with the business. The VNs too, and G Nut told you niggas now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. All my homies with it now. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming. Bitch, hit your brimming.
Nice.
All my homies with it now.
Hey, hit your brimming. G-Nutter never compromise. Y'all call them gangbangers. Nigga, this my entourage. Fruit harvesting. Dubs BPSing. Morpheus ain't Athens. Millers and IFing. Bonnie on the Bebop. Bishop, Swans. Every dog in Inglewood. Barson, Bonthon. AFC Outlaws. Whole pop root click. Villains and the Pueblos. Cause I ain't with the bullshit. Official and a rapper. I ain't got a diss. Hopping out of something beefy with an iced up wrist. VIP braids on my 10-9 shit. Bitch, hit your brimming, I hit mine like this. They attracted to the fruits, apple, peach, lemon. She say she got a spot that her man ain't hitting. Slid her the cell number, all 10 digits. So when that nigga tripping, bitch, hit your brimming.
I never hit my rolling. Bitch, I hit my brimming. Niggas want problems.
Let's
on the
get
set,
into
we
it,
can
let's
I'm a
get
Fruit
into
Town
it.
menace. And the deuces with the business. VNs too, and YDM told you niggas now. Bitch,
The VNs 2 YDM told you niggas. We gonna stop sharing that. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. Do Sims, AOB Fingers, Hit Your Bremen B Mix, featuring Yard Down music artists G Nut, Gladiator Nino, rest in peace, Nino Brim, and then the homie T Wrench, Wrong Kind music artist. What a classic. What an anthem. If I don't do nothing, I make them anthems. YouTube Police Department. I knew that you were watching. You know what I'm saying? Not you specifically, but you and your constituents. You know what I'm saying? But today we're going to teach a lesson, man. We're going to teach about the beginning of the Los Angeles Brims. The LA Brims was an organization that predated the matter of fact, let's get into this real quick, man. And and we'll get into this, and it'll explain a lot better, right? This is 24 minutes of this, so you can understand the climate. Damu Kiwe Conversations, which led up into the formation of all of these other organizations, right? And man, we getting a lot of commercials on this thing, but it's cool. Hit that like button, share. All right, now let me share this with y'all. This is from Crips and Bloods, Made in America, and I couldn't explain it no better. The climate at the time, you know what I'm saying? Let me share this with y'all. YouTube police. I knew you'd be here watching, but you know what's crazy? Being a member or associate or affiliate with what y'all labeled as gangs is not a crime. Let's go. Salute to the Motown Gladiators. Rest in peace to a legend, Bobby Jr., also known as Sidewinder. Your whole family, the whole family is in our prayers. But I just had to stop for that. I got a little teary-eyed when they said that. Let's go.
Little small park on 62nd and Hooper.
So this man just said, the other man said how he wanted to go join a fraternity with the Boy Scouts of America. But he couldn't because they were all white brigades and weren't accepting blacks because it would disrupt the flow of what they had going on, which was people would feel offended. Now you just heard this brother, and he specifically said they never called themselves gangs. They were clubs, right? He said that the police in City Hall would started calling them gangs. Remember that. If you don't allow the police or you don't allow the government to label you a nigga, then how you going to allow them to label you as a... Oh, shit.
It's what the opportunity was with Nubia to develop 24-hour permanent
team. Hey, hold on. Hey, Yael, you with us? Yeah.
Damu Kiwe Conversations.
Right before we get back into this, right, I wanted to bring you up. So they were talking about the Slossons, the Gladiators, the businessmen, these black organizations that were clubs, right, or sororities or fraternities, right, because they couldn't get into the Boy Scouts and all of that stuff wasn't available to people that look like us, right?
Right.
And then we were being confined into a demographic. It was still segregation over here. We left Jim Crow, got over here with this dream, the American dream, and that it's segregated. It wasn't segregated, but come to find out, it was always segregated. And they had policing enforcing this line, harassing black men and all of that. So now this brother was just describing something that no other race on this planet or people on this in this country can claim, that their identity, their culture had been stolen from them. So now he's putting you and allowing people to empathize, put yourself in their shoes. Remember our religions, whether it was voodoo, whether it was Nawabiism or Islam, whatever it was taken from us. Our culture, right? Taken from us. All of this taken from us, and we were stripped, whether we were already here and indigenous to this land. It was stripped from us, and we were forced to believe a lie. So now, without that identity, these people treating us like this in our communities, and this new generation, well, we gonna let you know how it goes.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not
relatively quiet.
The whole live?
Yeah, say stream unavailable.
Let's see if they let me get back in there. Damn. It was for educational purposes too.
You probably should have said that before you played it.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go right back into the thing. Hey, they saying that the screen is too it's suspended. Nah, it's still going on. It's just not showing the thing.
Yeah, we can hear it. We just can't see it.
Okay, well, let me go. Let's see what we can do. Share screen. And what we gonna do is get into it was okay when it was BS. Look, they turn it up. It's gonna be the Watts riot.
They don't want you to show that. They don't want the truth.
Right. But that's
we can't share what the fuck we went through.
Right. Especially when it's an educational value. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a documentary made for that purpose. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's what we gonna do. We're gonna get into the rest of it. Maybe they'll turn it back on. Can y'all hear me on what you call it? Or can y'all see me? Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. I'm finna end it, and then I'm finna go live on the other stream and just take off from there. So let me tell everybody now, I already got something made up for tomorrow. So what we gonna do is we gonna go ahead. Time to file a complaint or something. Nah, don't file. We ain't worried about no complaint. They ain't stopped nothing. So, damn, why y'all leave? He could have stayed here.
We see you now.
Oh, y'all can see me now? Okay, well, we gonna get right back into it. Everybody get hit that like, share. We back on. That was crazy. They really was hating like that. Cold game. But it's cool. We got a backup plan. So they said no justice, no peace. Look, they politicking. So we could get rid of all of this, get rid of that. Boom. All right. So we'll go to we could go to this one. Let's go.
All they want us to see is the fruit. My nigga, they don't want us to understand the roots, you know?
Hey, I definitely get it. You know what I'm saying? If I was them, I wouldn't want us to see and know this either. You know what I'm saying? To understand exactly where we came from so we can better understand where we're going. You know what I'm saying? But let's start it off. As we said, we're talking about the LA Brims and the foundation of that. But it came up out of that. If you don't know, after the Watts riot, you had a lot of black organizations forming, mirroring what the Black Panthers had at that time. They're being attacked by COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program with J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI, right? Also, they're being attacked by the Black Desk. And their theme was basically, and their fear was to prevent the rise of a Black Messiah, right? That's their fear, not what we were talking about doing. Well, if you believe in biblical times, or if you even believe in the Quran, when they talk about the restorer, the Mahdi, right? In the end of times that will come and restore those at the bottom to the top, right? The cream of the crop. Well, for some reason, they believe it's us. They believe that the Messiah will be coming from amongst us. One of the organizations started after that was these, the LA Brims. Let me get into this for y'all real quick, man.
1952. His parents met in the state of Mississippi, where his dad worked as a farmer in Camden. Camden is an unincorporated community located on Mississippi Highway 17 in Madison County. Eddie Jr. was born the baby of 5. There were 4 boys and 1 girl. After the birth of Eddie Watts, the family decided to pack up and move to Los Angeles, California. The Watts family eventually settled in at 1716 West 69th Street in Los Angeles, California. That's between Florence and Gage and Western and Normandy, not far from Harvard Park. Eddie Watts grew up in a Crip-dominated area down the street from Stanley Tookie Williams, not far. He was born in Mississippi.
So the founder of the LA Brims, Eddie Watts Jr., he moved to Los Angeles, and he stayed down the street from Tookie Williams, some Hoover Crips, right on the borderline. Let's hear a little bit more about Eddie Watts. Let's hear a little bit more about Eddie Watts. So let's go.
On the street from Stanley Tookie Williams, not far from Mouse, Rusty, and Cutes, and Raymond Potts. He grew up just outside of the Brim-dominated territory, not too far from Terry Godot, and not very far from the Hoover Crips.
See, and this is why I think it was necessary for me to do this video. Y'all hear the rendition of Los Angeles history and these Black organizations, and the names that stick out to y'all is Tookie, Raymond Washington. Why y'all don't never hear these names that he's talking about now? Terry Godot, right? These is Eddie Watts Jr., right? These dudes were older and before. Well, not Terry Godot. He came at around the same generation as Tookie and them. In fact, when the West Side, when Raymond Washington moved to the West Side, the founder of the Crips, you know what I'm saying? Him and Tookie linked up. Well, we're going to let Jamel Barnes, one of the OG Crips, tell y'all a little bit about what was going on at that time. Let's go.
Who started the Brims? Big Country and Little Country. Raymond used to fight them before the Crips, man. I liked them. Robin from Avalon Guards, that was his uncle, Little Country and Big Country. So I always had love for the Brims, but Raymond hated the Brims, man. He used to try to kill Big Country, Little Country, and all the Brim Nation, man. The Brims was there before the Crips. And I used to try to tell Raymond, leave him alone. You know, and he hated Terry Godot with a passion. He almost killed him several times. Raymond Washington, Tookie didn't know him, but that was my buddy, my other founder of the Crips. But he used to bang on the Brims, man. I used to say, leave the Brims alone, give him some love. The Brims was there before the Bloods, like in 1966. Before the Crips came out with me and him in 68. He should be banging on the Brims, running over there, acting crazy, knocking people out, trying to kill them, shoot them, swarm on them. You know how Raymond was. I'm the only person that can control him. Raymond Lee Washington, I miss him, man. Rest in peace.
So let me bring Yael back up. I see you now, yeah. My bad. I was into that thing. We here hit that like button.
Conversations.
Yeah, so YouTube was hating. They didn't want us to show the history so people know from where we came to where we're at right now, right? Because we got lost along the way. We all did, right?
Right.
And but they say if you don't know your past, you're bound to repeat them same mistakes in the future. You know what I'm saying? But that was Jamel Barnes. And there he was talking about the Brims. He said the Brims started in 66. He probably just knew some of them dudes since 66. And he specifically said Country and Little Country, which were also part founders of the Brims, but there's no doubt about it. Eddie Watts Jr. was the founder of the Los Angeles Brims, Black revolutionary independent militant soldiers or mafia soldiers, right? Now, like the brother said, when these organizations started, they weren't gangs. That was the label that was put on them by the government. That was the name that was attached to them by the police, right? And a lot of people not knowing their history just adopt, Brim gang or Blood gang, right? Crip gang, right? Not knowing that you're allowing them to further criminalize you being Black. Further, we're all tribal people. Whether you believe you was born here and your ancestors derived are the original people, indigenous people to what they call America today, the United States, and throughout Central and South America, you're a tribal people. Or whether you believe that you came from the Iberian Peninsula, you know, when people were being kicked out of there by the Catholic Church, specifically Jews, Hebrews, and Muslims who had ruled Iberian Peninsula, Portugal, and Spain for almost 1,000 years at the time. Or if you believe Levi, or if you believe that you came here on the slave ships when they began bringing them off the slave ship to the Americas then. All of those is tribal people. So it's in your nature to be tribal. They just criminalized it here in the United States. So let me get to this one, right? So he mentioned Big Country. How come none of y'all never heard of Country? They talk about all this gang history. You always hear Tookie, you even hear Jamel, you hear Raymond Washington. Why y'all never hear about none of these people? Well, majority of the time, it's because the history that you get is the rendition that's taught by Crips. LA was predominantly Crips. So that's where you're going to get the history from. Let's go.
Terrell Garrett was born July 8th, 1952 in Nueces, Texas. Nueces County is on the Gulf of Mexico, southeast of San Antonio. The county's largest city, Corpus Christi, 210 miles southwest of Houston and 145 miles southeast of San Antonio. Two major highways serve the county, Interstate 37 and U.S. Highway 77. Alvin Garrett attended Moody High School in Corpus Christi, Texas, before moving to Los Angeles, California in 1969. The Garrett family landed on 58th and Hoover, just north of Slauson Avenue, just west of Hoover Street, and this area will become home to the untouchable Brims. The Garretts moved into a house built in 1910. It's now a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,296 square foot home with an estimated value of $588,000.
Shout out Kevin Mike.
Making the transition from Corpus Christi to a large city on the West Coast, it's only obvious how he got the name Big Country. After all the jokes and everything, Big Country decided to take martial arts to defend himself. The Garrett brothers' name and reputation grew large due to their constant conflict with the West Side Crips in 1971 and the Hoover Crips in 1972. The Garrett family eventually began to venture out and move around town a little bit, and one of the stops was in the jungle, the home of the Blackstones.
In fact, Big Country, he brought when he first brought the Blackstones in, he came and told me, I was sitting on the steps. Big Country said, man, I got some homies up in the jungle that want to get with us. The Blackstones. I said, well, tell them we'll be up there later on this afternoon.
As it pertains to the
This is Blackstone territory. No one is allowed except, and they spelled accept instead of except with an EX. APB, Antis Park Bloods. All Brims. East Side Bounty Hunters, West Side Denver Lanes, and Inglewood Family Bloods. Those were the only ones allowed in the jungles. That's the Blood Alliance. And you see how strong it is. And he just told you how the Blackstones Country was working in tight with the Blackstones and lived over there at some point and brought them into the Brim Alliance, and they started forming this anti-Crip coalition because of what you finna be hearing about. Let them tell you about
Crip gangs. You notice in this 1974 picture taken right outside the jungle, it says this is Blackstone territory. No one is allowed except Athens Park, all Brims, East Side Bounty Hunters, West Side Denver Lanes, and Inglewood West Side Family. Nowhere does it say Bloods. The LA Brims were the single largest gang in South Los Angeles, and they were formidable foes to all Crips.
The LA Brims were the single largest black gang in Los Angeles. Don't forget that.
In this flick, you notice the Bloodstone Brims hit up on the wall. 3 years removed from Corpus Christi, Texas, Big Country had to have a lot on his mind as the city was starting to go up. There was a major war brewing between the LA Brims and the Crips. At the time of his brother Lil Country's death, he was already involved in martial arts. Immediately following the death of his little brother Lil Country, Big Country decided to move to San Diego, California, where he studied at the United Karate Federation School of Self-Defense for 2 years and earned the rank of 7th degree white belt. Big Country is rumored to be the founding member of the 5'9" Brims in San Diego, California. Country eventually found his way back to Corpus Christi, Texas, where he earned a black belt in Okinawan Karate-Do at the Corpus Christi YMCA. He lived to teach martial arts to women and kids back in his hometown. At age 40, Country professed that the sport of karate, martial arts, taekwondo, all of these things spared him from the same violent death that claimed his brother in 1972. He used the sport to teach local youth to stay away from drugs and out of gangs.
That's right. 2 gang bosses, along with several other more gang members, are behind bars tonight.
Alvin Terrell Big Country Garrett died at 60 years old in 2012. The turf that once belonged to the untouchable Brims today is home to the Five Deuce Hoover Gangsters.
Hey, salute
again. All right, that's going to do it for this segment of Kev.
Again, salute to Kev Mac Video. Yeah, let me go ahead and end right now. Hold on. All right, so we could get rid of that one. Boom. So there you got Big Country and Lil Country Death. Was one that really sparked the Crip and Blood wars in Los Angeles. Now, mind you, there was already someone who had passed away before Lil Country, right? We're going to get into that also. But this biggest black organization at the time, biggest black club at the time, everything except a gang, was now starting to have a beef with the newest gang that had came out and was spreading like wildfire, the Crips organization. And things is getting real serious. So let me get y'all to this real quick. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see what happens. Speaking of Crips, the Kiwe pop star. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we could go to I think we could go to, I don't know why all of these, I need to close some of these up real quick so I could get to the ones I need to get to. Boom. Okay, that was good. So bear with me, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Share, tell a friend, let everybody know we back on. I know they had shut us down, right?
Right. I'm like, what the hell happened? Everybody was
back.
like,
nah, bro. It was yeah, that was a educational documentary, bro. Like for educational purposes, is fair use. But they weren't trying to hear that. I think it was more so the content that we were using, which they didn't want us to continue to do. We had almost 200 people already in here. But let's go. Rest in peace to Big Crazy Dog. 6'4". He was an LA Brim. When they started Clicks, he became a 6'4" block Brim. in Los Angeles. Let's listen to the G homie because his history is really, really accurate. More than anybody else you probably was going to hear. Him, Catnip, that's Tony Lucius. That's who I go to. Let's go.
I started about 13. The Browns first year, something kicked off in '68. I was let me rephrase that. I was one of the pups coming up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't officially a Bram at that time, but the Browns had established themselves in '68, and I followed them. You know what I'm saying? And I am who I am today.
Are you familiar with the book Uprising?
Yes, I read it.
Did you know General Lee?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Robert Lee.
Okay, Robert Lee. Rest in peace.
Yeah, right.
Robert General Lee Johnson was born in Mississippi, October 11th, 1953. General Lee has an interview in the book Uprising, published in November 1995. This is where a lot of people online get their information from on the Brims and Jamel Barnes. Robert Lee died May 10th, 1995, about 6 months before the book was released. Okay. Now, he was a friend of yours, I take it.
Yes.
Is there anything that you didn't agree with what he said in that book that you remember?
Well, just about everything he said, he was kind of he was accurate on just about everything he said, you know.
Oh, okay.
So what a lot of people don't know is before the Browns formed, even the Crips, you know what I'm saying, we supposed to follow the same footsteps, the Black Panthers and everybody else. You feel me? But somewhere along the line, you know what I'm saying, you know, things went haywire and it twisted and it focused on us.
Let's stop that right there real quick, right? So Crazy Dog is saying when the Browns first started in 1968 and they were established, they were supposed to be following in the footsteps, the same footsteps as the Black Panthers, United Slave Organization, and these other organizations. Nothing about gangs, which goes with what we were listening to before in Crips and Bloods, Raised in America, whatever that documentary was called, right? This is what we were supposed to be doing. And there's a reason why we were supposed to be doing it, and it showed you the racism, the lack of opportunities within our community. Let's go ahead and finish up about 10 more seconds of this.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't about our people no longer. You know what I'm saying? We focused on territorial and hood, you know.
So now it's no longer about the people no more. It's about territorial and the hood. People's self-interest came in. People became manipulating. People had interests that aligned with the government and were put in position. And that's why you got a lot of these so-called shot callers working with the police today. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Because Crazy Dog and I, when through the long table, Crazy Dog and I made friends. Prior to that, we were just rivals, you know, just straight out rivals. In the joint, Crazy Dog and I were friends.
Hey,
I consider him a kind.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Jay Jonah, you with us? John Jr., you muted up. Sure would have loved him to talk to us about the long table. Yeah, I can hear you. Made in America. Hey, let me ask you this. Do you remember any of the homies talking about the long tables?
Yeah.
What could you tell us about the long tables that you remember hearing or anything?
I mean, a bunch of Crips and Bloods went up there and talked.
And when was that? In the early 70s?
In mid-70s.
Mid-70s.
Yeah.
And where they used to meet up at? Downtown?
No, it would be on like, I think it was like 47th and Main or 47th and Fig or something like that.
All right, man. I really appreciate that. So what John Jr. was just validating was that in the mid-70s, because of what had started these wars, there were diplomatic attempts of having Crips and the Bloods, specifically the Brims, at these long table meetings, right? To try to have some kind of diplomacy to stop what was continued to spin out of control, right? Let's get back to it. That was all right. Now we could go to the next video. I think, yeah, we definitely could go to the next video. This is really educational because while they tell y'all that there was no organization with the Bloods and the Crips, that right there put that to the lie off the top, because they already were talking about having diplomatic ties, just like envoys from various countries have, which was organized specifically from within our communities. So that was an introduction to the homie Crazy Dog. Now I want to get into this one real quick. 6-4 Block. Shout out to Kev Mac videos. It's the homie Crazy Dog again. We'll get into some of this because he's dropping a lot of gems, man. Let's go.
Terry Godot, matter of fact, is a year younger than me, but he stayed on Gage and Hoover.
Terry Godot.
I stayed on Gage, coming from Hoover, right across the bend from that little park right there, Gage Park. And Terry and the move, they moved on 64 between Raymond and Butler. But at that time, yes, we got kind of lost contact. I thought he had moved, kind of far and stuff, And with Doty, Lucius, Elgin, Cooney, all the big homies. When they do anything, that's when they had the Temple show right there on Vermont, you know what I'm saying? When they had Newberries and Sloss and all this stuff over there. They was doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And eventually I ran to Terry, and he was already brimming. But he told me, you know what I'm saying, they had got into a fight, and he was helping the homies out and this and that. He was fishy, but at that time I wasn't,
Terry Godot is the one that they said Raymond Washington was trying to unalive. Multiple times he made attempts. Believe me, there was a reason.
About me and Terry being so close and stuff, he told me where he stayed at, and we started hanging out on the phone. So we growing up, you know what I'm saying? So he already part of this, and mind you, he's a year younger than me. But he already, you know what I'm saying, connected. So I felt the best thing for me to do be connected as well. So, we hooked up, you know what I'm saying, we started brimming, and we was brimming ever since, and that's why, in all Terry cars, yes, I just roll with him. I've been the passenger seat, and everybody used to ask, what's that black dude in the passenger seat? So everybody knew Terry, but they didn't really know who I was. You know what I'm saying? But I was a major figure, though. You feel me? Who was that black dude always in the passenger seat? And find a word, that's Crazy Dog. You feel me? But me and Terry, yes, and we grew up, man. We was tight, man. And going back to what you were saying, I think officially, I think it might have been maybe I was in John Muir at the time. Matter of fact, I was getting ready to graduate from John Muir.
So he talking about when he first started. Now, Crazy Dog, when he's talking, he's not one of these internet dudes that talk about they beat somebody up, knocked them out, woke them up, knocked them out, woke them up, and then you get people who say he's lying. Crazy Dog, right before he passed, he was released from prison after doing 40 plus years in prison. 40 plus years in prison. So it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about what he was doing before he went to prison and what he went to prison for. So let's get into this.
You know, so that's when the Angels, Sugar Bear, Pockets, and everybody else, they start coming over hanging out on the phone. You know what I mean? Because we had the Honeys too, you know. And they was Archie, you know, they was Archie Brims, you know. So they start come hanging out over there, you know, and we
hold on. I want to make sure
they
y'all
was
heard
Archie,
those names.
you know, they was Archie Brims, you know.
Because these are some of my big homies.
Everybody else, they start coming over hanging out on the phone. You know what I mean? Because we had the Honeys too, you know. And they was Archie, you know, they was Archie Brims, you know. So they start come hanging out over there, you know, and we just chill and shit, you know. So that's how the fold developed, but it really was nobody like just laid down the ground rule, the blueprint, and saying we're gonna start calling ourselves the fold. The fold just became just and what it was.
Gotcha. What was Bloodstone area at? The border?
Bloodstone Brims was from Gays to on Bonzella, off of Hoover, to I'm gonna say 70 or 71st. That was Ralph Kelly now. They named.
So you're talking about some of the G homies, but let's get to this, and then we're almost done with this video. We're gonna get into some more.
But what a lot of people don't know about me and Raymond Washington is, see, one gangster respect another gangster. And regardless, you know what I'm saying, what the situation is, even though you're rivalries, you know, it's just something about a situation. But what a lot of people don't know about me and Raymond Washington, every Wednesday, me and Raymond Washington used to meet right there on 65th in Vermont. He had the white 61 Chevy lowrider with the craters on it. And we used to kick it at least 35, 45 minutes, just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about different shit, how we know we should come together, man, you know, all this, you know, this and that. That's what we should just kick it. A lot of people don't.
And a lot of people don't know that. So Crazy Dog used to meet up regularly with Raymond Washington. I guess they got they kind of clicked up going to Fremont together on the east side. Crazy Dog said that he used to go to Fremont, right? So hit that like button, share, and let me see where we at. We're gonna get to this next video. We definitely got something coming up with we got something coming up on update on PeeWee, but right now, and G Active, but right now we definitely gonna be focused in on this history. A lot of people don't got a clue, so we gonna make sure we give y'all a clue. Let me play this real quick and share it with y'all. We almost into it, so don't leave. In fact, hit that like button. Shout out Kev Mac Videos, a real historian, man. Him and Street TV do a lot of research and historians on this subculture, and they definitely gets to the right people. We got to put it all together.
For the Damus and the Lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you've been through. Shit, you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf.
I was the founder. I created Conan Pocket in my mother's garage.
I had a lot of, lifting weights, and I
was on Swore, they start calling me Big Miz.
Original Stutter Box, East Side Fighters, Pebble on Bishop, Mid City Gangsta Bloods.
Yeah, make video, you know, this is for sure.
I bet it do.
Yeah, make video, open your soul.
This is the beginning.
Matter of fact, Robert Lee was married to Angel's sister.
Oh, so
That's
he's stayed on
Crazy Dog from
65th.
LA Brims.
No, the second.
52nd? I thought, Angel, kind of chubby Angel. I didn't talk about.
Angel, the one black and Mexican.
Yeah.
So let me stop this real quick because this is my big homie. I'm talking about out of all my big homies. Tony, my big homie. Nip, my big homie. And when it gets to that first generation, you got Untouchable Block Brim, LA Brim first, Untouchable Block Brims, Orchards, which later the Fruit Towns, Davy Johnson ended up linking the Brims in the 30s and the 40s, which was the Orchards. And there's an old saying, where do the fruits grow stronger? And that's in the orchard. In the 40 Fruit Town Brims, the Orchards became Fruit Town Brims. The 30s and the 40s clicked up. Let me go ahead and show y'all this. Got some pictures of my G homie, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is, mind you, I was a teenager being able to be around Big Angel. First generation with Eddie Watts and all of them. And his beautiful daughter. Well, she was beautiful then. I ain't seen her since her Sweet 16 party. And I definitely was, they had me chaperoning, but really, she was so gorgeous. But let me go back the other way. But that's Angel right there, man. That's my big homie. You know what I'm saying? I think Angel right there. There go Tony Lucius. There go Lorraine, original LA Brimette. But Tony Lucius.
I was wondering if that was the same one.
What you talking about?
Lucius.
Yeah, that's Tony Lucius. I know you know him. You just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? you didn't know him probably 40 years and didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're my G homies. Let me get back to it. As you got Cutes and Crazy Dog talking about Cutes and Crazy Dog talking about the LA Brim, and they was talking about Angel.
He's light-skinned. I know him. He had a big fro.
He got a big fro. Still got a big fro.
Him and Sugar Bear was tight. They used to be together all the time.
Yes, him and Sugar Bear was Ace Coon Boons.
Right.
Yeah, they would share each other's car sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And y'all know who Sugar Bear is, right? When we were just showing y'all that Hit Your Bremen video, there was an old obese brother that was in that video. In fact, he got a picture, him and my dad got a picture together on my IG. Let me find that. I'm going to play that and we'll come back to it so we can get through it and get to this other content, man.
From the comment section for you, Jonathan. It says, what was your thoughts in prison hearing about Brim territory turning into 4 Trey, 5 Loose, and 5-9 Hoover Crips, Menlos, and then the 6-7s and Dark Side 40s?
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. Because I ran to some of the young homies in the prison, and I got on their shit about that, and I was pissed off.
Mm.
You know, all the work, you know what I'm saying, we put in controlling the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, make sure it stayed brown, you feel me? And you look at the day, you got the small section. Now, I asked some of the homies, I said, man, how did you get, everything we don't die for, you know what I'm saying, how to get this small section, you feel me? So the bottom line is they stop patrolling the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Allow people to move in.
So let me go up real quick. So Crazy Dog was in jail for the 40 years when he came home, he didn't understand how we had lost all of that territory because the Brims went from essentially Jefferson to a little past Florence before he left. And he thinking that people wasn't patrolling the hood and all of this type of stuff, but that was BS. He wasn't there. He don't know what happened. Shout out to the homie Murder Rock. I didn't know what happened because I was believing the same thing. Like, how did we lose all of that territory? Well, first and foremost, you had a lot of dudes robbing banks and jewelry store licks getting stretched out. You got other ones that's doing gang murders and all of that getting stressed out. But even more than that, when the LA Brims helped formulate the coalition called Bloods, there was a large population of Brims that were so black nationalists that they dropped their flags. They didn't want to continue a war against other black men like that. They've probably foreseen where we're at today. The never-ending, endless unaliving of other black men. Again, shout out to my boy Murder Rock, 6 Deuce Harvard. He's a Brim baby just like me, and he's a historian on this, same age as me. You know what I'm saying? I think he might be like a couple years older. But in any event, he know his shit. His dad, his family, they was able to explain to him that. Then remember, some of them went to Vietnam, served in the service. So we're going to go ahead and get to this. We almost finished with this last video from Kev Mack. And let's get into it.
I used to go downtown LA and fight Crips at the movie theaters.
Yes, because matter of fact, we had our own theater downtown, the State.
The State Theater is located at 703 South Broadway in downtown Los Angeles. The theater first opened November 12th, 1921 as Lowe's State. This building is on a 160 by 169 foot lot. The location is 7th Ave and Broadway was at the time the busiest intersection in downtown Los Angeles. In addition to the Broadway entrance, up until 1936, the theater also used an entrance at 306 West 7th Street. The State was built as the West Coast showcase for the product of Lowe's subsidiary Metro Pictures, which evolved into the MGM. Lowe's didn't operate the theater himself. That was initially contracted out to the San Francisco-based theater operators Ackerman and Harris, dubbed Lowe's West Coast representatives. The new theater had a 24 by 44.5 foot screen. It was twice the size of any other screen in the city, and pictures were furnished for it by what is said to be the largest projection booth in the world. The new theater was of Spanish Renaissance architecture in keeping up with a California lifestyle. It was combined with a Moorish effect, which gave a gorgeous interior decoration. Every seat in the house gave a great view of the screen.
That's where we hung out at. We don't got many fights up in there, you know. I mean, Christians be down there too, you know, they stadium and stuff, you know, but we claim the State.
Crips, what theater did the Crips go to downtown?
We had the World. The Brims had the State, and we had the World, and we would walk up.
The Brims had the State, and the Crips had the World, and they would meet up downtown and fight. The Brims had the State, the Crips had the World, so they would meet up downtown and fight. I dare y'all to go ask somebody in Compton, somebody from Paru that was going down to downtown to fight the Crips in the early stages of the Blood versus Crips beefs. Just one of them. They don't even know about that. Respectfully. They don't know about that. That was a participation that was an activity they didn't participate in. So we finished with this video. But you got the state, you got the Crips with their theater, you got the long tables where the Brims is meeting with the Crips. And when I say Brims, it's not just the Brims that they were. Shout out to the Blood Alley. Shout out to the Hoover Park families. The West Side Rolling 20s always been our allies, right? Shout out to the Motown Gladiators. They were our allies, right? Shout out to the Inglewood Chain Gang, better known to y'all, most of y'all as the Inglewood Family Bloods. They always been our allies. Shout out to the Pablos. Shout out to the Villains. Shout out to the Bishops. Shout out to the LA Denver Lane Bloods. Always been our allies. A very old neighborhood. So we had, and the Blackstones with the Brim Corps. So we had this alliance and function with each other, as you heard them talk about country, saying that the Blackstones wanted to get down with the Brim anti-Crip coalition, right? This is the inception of what y'all know today as Bloods. It was no organization saying this is going to be Bloods. Blood was the old school slang. They got that slang from the Vietnam War. What up, young blood? That's what it was. We were, once the Crips, we would put together this coalition and we were fighting against the Crips. They wore blue, so now we want to distinguish our identity. We wear red. One cuff up, one cuff down. Ours is the left, ours is the right, theirs is the left. This is our culture. This is our subculture. But one thing I can tell you, I never heard of Compton Piru, and I knew the big homie Big Wolf, and he was the oldest Piru I ever met. Rest in peace. To Charles, what was Charles' last name, John Jr.? Jay Jonah. He busy. Real big homie. You know what I'm saying? Big Wolf, Piru Street. But we gonna get out of this video real quick. And we finna get to this street TV thing. This is what made me really say, you know what? I can't just show the videos I wanted to show without going into this. And then somebody was in my comments telling me all kind of stuff. What did they tell me? The Bloods used to be Crips. How the Bloods used to be Crips when we were before the Crips, the LA Brim and our whole clique. And as soon as they came out, we're natural adversaries, right? Natural. So how was we Crips? But this is the type of stuff that people, because they don't know their history, it really couldn't even be in your heart if you don't know your history, unless you just ignorant like that and ready to sacrifice your life to prison or to a graveyard without even understanding it. So I seen this on Street Game. Shout out to my boy Alex Alonzo, and he usually like 100% right. But I texted him earlier and I told him to correct this. Westside Fruit Town Brims, FTB, Westside FTB are a predominantly African-American street gang aligned with the Bloods located in the Exposition Park area of South Los Angeles. This gang was a spin-off of the Fruit Town Pirus that formed in Compton, California, when a guy named Davey moved to the west side of Los Angeles in 1973. I couldn't be more appalled that the LA, the Fruit Town Brims, my set, the 30s of South Central, was a spin-off of Fruit Town, Piru, and Compton. Davey moved. Everything on the west side of Los Angeles was founded by the Brims. That whole organization, we were Brims. 30s.
I want to even know where the fuck did he get that shit from? Like, what the fuck? Who told him that shit?
No. Listen. See, that's the crazy part. See, as a recruiting tool, you got a lot of these older dudes that push this false narrative that Bloods was started in YTS. Rest in peace, AC Babalui. But AC Babalui was on bullshit. First of all, at that time, how do you know you was an ex-Crip? Right? On top of that, you got a couple other dudes, the homie from Hunters, what's his name? Frog from Hunters. He talking, he don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Maybe he's trying to get a check. He's just trying to be heard. But they push that narrative that it started in YTS. How was a street gang with the Bloods is known as a street gang, right? STG, I think 2 or 3, right? How is a street gang being started in prison? You know what I'm saying? Not even prison, in youth authorities, right? So that don't even make no sense, but it goes deeper than that. Then there's the theory that the Blood started, it was a meeting in Compton on Piru Street where the Piru said, we want to start this organization called Bloods, and the Brims and the Bounty Hunters and all of these gangs came to them. But when we just showed you this old picture where it say LA Brims and those that were accepted in the jungles, you seen C blank on there, which means Crip Killer, right? They already fighting them. We had 2 homies. Black Jesus was the first LA Brim that was unalived at the hands of the Crips. Then you had Lil Country. He got unalived at the hands of the Crips. All the while Black Jesus was unalived, the Pirus was cool. They wasn't beefing with the Compton Crips or the Crips, period. So now that y'all start beefing with the Crips, we're going to go over here. The biggest, largest organization in Los Angeles at the beginning and founding of the Crips, the LA Brim, is going to say, okay, we're going to go ahead and follow y'all, even though y'all was cool with the Crips. Get the fuck out of here.
That's great.
That shit don't even make no sense.
He changed that shit, dog.
Yeah, but now that's just propaganda that a lot of those dudes over there pushed it so that they can say, oh, yeah, it was like the Roosters. I mean, listen, bro, that's not how that happened. We already had our alliances on the west side and the east side of South Central LA, which most of y'all didn't even frequent, right? And a lot of us didn't frequent Compton like that. Till today. I don't go to Compton too much. Rest in peace to C. Blank Noon, my little brother. I've been to Compton with him a couple times, and probably since then, maybe 4 or 5 times in my whole life. I stick to the west side, the east side, West LA, Inglewood, Gardena, Hawthorne, right? The beach areas. There's no reason for me to go to Compton. You know what I'm saying? We got the Slaughter Swap Beats. We got the malls. What am I going to Compton for? Right? So I can take a stray bullet after dodging hundreds of bullets in my hood? Nah, I'm good. I take my chances in terrain I'm more familiar with. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was the whole thing. But once Alex Alonso had that up there, we're going to go ahead and clear that. But just so y'all know how knee-deep in the trenches it is, you go on here, deceased members of Fruit Town Brims. The first one right there that y'all see, Sean Cash, Brimbone. That's my best friend. Since I was 6 years old. You got Miss Cedar, D-rated gangster. That was like my son. I raised him. Turned it to my business partner. Lil G Active, rest in peace. Lil KB, one of my idols. My road dog. Lil Killer Jess. Jesse Jones. Lil Eminem. Terrell. I'm Big Eminem. That was my little homie. Rest in peace to the Gladiator Nino. Rest in peace to Baby No Good. Rest in peace to Big Yak. That's my big homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when I say big homie, first time I ever went on a mission was with him. You know what I'm saying? Dead homies. But that's history. Fruit Town Brim history. And I'm so tied into it. It was shocking. But we're going to get into this last video since we're talking about the Fruit Town Brims in that article. And then we're going to get into this about the little homie PeeWee and the little homie G Active. Let's talk about who started the Fruit Town Brims as we transition to the Fruits. Davy Johnson, my G homie. Shout out Kev Mac Videos. He definitely did his research on this one.
Davy Johnson, who many say is the founder of the Fruit Town Brims.
KM Video.
Never heard that.
That was it. I never stopped banging. I started banging hard, then I got so hard.
Hey, all due respect, I apologize, Brian Henderson. He said, don't forget about the set Outlaw 20. Bro, you 100% right. I don't know how I forgot about the Outlaw. Shout out to the Twyman boys. Shout out to the homies on the east side. Baby Gangster. You know what I'm saying? All the little homies, they definitely were allies from day one in them low bottoms on that east side, man. You right. Thanks for it. Respectful check, brother.
Killer was a shame.
Davy Johnson, also known as DJ, was born in Los Angeles, California in 1956. Prior to giving birth to Davy, Annie Mae and her husband decided to pack up and move nearly 2,000 miles to the West Coast, landing in Southern California. Many years ago, I learned Davy Johnson originated in Fruit Town, Piru part of Compton, and brought the name with him to South Los Angeles, which makes perfect sense. However, besides the similarity in names, my partner and I have not been able to establish any footprints in the state of Compton.
No footprints of Davy Johnson ever living in Compton, his family living in Compton, nothing. But this is where he's supposed to got the name. Let's go.
In fact, in 1971, 1972, 1973, Davy attended Manuar's High School, the home of the Brims. Davy lived off of Normandy Avenue, just north of Santa Barbara Avenue, and he was a documented member of the Bloodstone Brims. When I've spoken to older Brims, a lot of them never heard of Davy Johnson. And those that did, they didn't know a lot about him. They lumped him in with the Manuar's Brims. And then you have those that give him founder status of the Fruit Town Brims. Davy Johnson belonged to the Bloodstone Brims and the Fruit Town Brims in the early 70s.
I didn't know Davy Johnson was Fruit Town. I called them Manuart Brims. That's what I called them.
Okay.
David, Monk, Hollywood. Them the only three I can remember right now. I guess Teaspoon and Tomahawk was Fruit Town then. But
I don't know about Teaspoon, but Tomahawk definitely was a Fruit Town Brim. That's the G homie. I think he breakdancing or something right now out in China or something. You know, he was supposed to have been on Soul Train and that. But let me back up. So Kev Mac, this is where my G homies went ballistic for them saying that David Johnson was a Bloodstone Brim. Davy Johnson was a LA Brim, and he founded the Fruit Town Brims, which is the 30s Brims and the 40s and the Orchard Brims united together. That's how much of a brim and how much influence he had. Because the police stop you right now, and I could be with the 20s, which I used to always be in the NHB, right? That's my second home, our number one ally, or in the jungles. And the homies tell them, hey, yeah, or they know that they from jungles, or they know they from 20s. The police might assume, hey, what's your name? Lamonte Sims. Like, where you from? Man, I don't gang bang. They might put associate of NHBs because these dudes is known NHB 20s. I'm not going to never bang on the police. Tell the police I'm a gang banger. I got gang tats, shit whacked out, all that. I don't gang bang. That's what I was taught to tell the police. You know what I'm saying? So just because the police put that down, bro, because he affiliated and associated with the Bloodstone Brims, I'm quite sure he affiliated and associated with the Liso Village Brims, as well as the Black Peastone Brims, as well as the 6-4 Block Brims, as well as the Orchard Brims and every other Brim set in LA. But let it be no doubt, he was an LA Brim, definitely was a Manual Arts Brim, right? Because he went to Manual with those dudes. That was the headquarters for the Brims. Like this high school, that was it. But my homies went ballistic, and they know Davey. In fact, when Davey moved from 37th place in Normandy, the big homies moved into that house. Davey moved to the Drive, to my block, from 37th place. So not only did we know where he moved from this block to that block, they actually knew Davey. So to attribute the primary founder to being and claiming a different set that he never claimed. I mean, Brim Gang all the same. LA Brims is all the same. But to attribute his contributions to the Bloodstone Brims would be like taking it away from the foundation and beginning of the Fruit Town Brim and what he contributed to that history. So I definitely had to get that out there. But no Compton Connect. Remember that. Sister Brim says she didn't even think he was a real Brim. You a female. You fucking with Lil Country. You think when niggas is going to go take rides, you gonna be there? You not even gonna know what they gonna do. You at the party high, not even realizing that you gonna be the alibi. That's just how shit go, respectfully, to Sister Brim. You know what I'm saying? That's how that go. Everything ain't for everybody. So you ain't gonna know what was who's who unless you really one of them dudes that's jumping in them cars. Let's go.
I went to elementary school with Tomahawk, right? He danced on Soul Train later, but his lady name was Teaspoon. She was a lady Brim. But I guess they all lived around in the 30s, right? 36, 39. Davey lived off of Normandy, and I guess that was Santa Barbara back then. I'm not for sure. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, it was Santa Barbara.
Okay. I didn't know.
Cowboy, Deucebone, little Cowboy, Deucebone.
I think he had both his parents. And he was quiet. He was, I didn't really think he was no real Brim, I thought he was just a friend of a Brim because he had a car.
The Fruit Town Brims.
Oh, look, here they go. Bompton Moore said, blood. It seemed like it's a mix-up between who was the first enemy of the Crips instead of who started the beef first. There's no dispute between who the first enemies of the Crips was. It was the Brim. No, you can't dispute that. But what we're saying is you guys, the Pirus weren't even beefing with the Crips. So it doesn't make sense that all of these organizations, the Inglewood Chain Gang, CPF 6-4 Brims, right? Then you got all of the Brim sets. You got the Hoover Park families. You got the Blood Alley. You got the Blackstones. You got the LA Denver Lanes. And the relationships that I've witnessed over the years. I'm named after Eminem from Inglewood family. I guarantee you, you don't have nobody from Paru named after somebody specifically from Inglewood family. Because y'all weren't that close in proximity and hung with those dudes that formulated what is called the Blood Alliance, bro. Now, the Blood Alliance wasn't complete. The Anti-Crip Coalition already existed. The Blood Alliance was all of us coming together with the Pirus. And that's why I bang Blood, Brim, Piru, pick one. Because I'm a blood. But when it comes into separation and getting the historical facts right, you can't tell me that the Pirus started Bloods and YTS, them and the Bounty Hunters. It didn't start in YTS. The need was a lot more on the streets of LA when you got Black Jesus, rested in peace, and Little Country. It's already a gunplay, right? So the need and the desire for unity was that. On top of that, the G-Homie told me how they started going to different sets. Elgin participated in that, getting them to join the Blood Coalition, bro. So it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Baba Louie said that happened in jail, bro. Then what's the name said? Frog said, oh, well, in jail, it was 1973 and 1974 or whatever. He said 75. And I'm like, and that was the first time I heard the Blood Coalition. If that's the first time you heard about it, it don't mean that it wasn't already bracking on the street. But let's go. Look at this. Remember, this is the power structure. Black Peastone, Hoover Park family, Manuel R's Brim, USC, Fruit Town Brim, LA Brim, Van Ness Brim, Blackstones over here. That's the J's, so that's the Biddies. All the way over here, all of that's Brims. But they're going to go ahead and, no, we're beefing with them, but we're going to go ahead and follow y'all. Y'all didn't have the numbers, bro. Respectfully, at that time, y'all weren't the threat to the Crips.
Are located on the west side. In the 30s, they are a predominantly African-American street gang aligned with the Bloods, located in the Exposition Park area of South Los Angeles. Exposition Park is home to the LA Memorial Coliseum, which held 2 Olympics, one in 1932 and another in 1984. The USC Trojans football team play their home games at this historical landmark also. Fruit Town's turf is west of Vermont Avenue, adjacent to USC, the University of Southern California, covering all the blocks up into Normandy.
What about you? Where you from? I'm from West Side 36, Fruit Town Brims. That right there means, and that right there is, you know what I'm saying, F-Crip. And you got the, you know what I'm saying, F-Crip sign and the CK sign being Crip Killer.
Big James Miller and the rest of the Harlem Crips found themselves surrounded by Brims in the early 70s. The Biddy, Blackstone, Fruit Town, Orchard, Untouchable, Bloodstone, and Van Ness Gangsters. During those times, you had at least a half dozen gangs documented as Crips. The 43rd Street Crips, the Avalon Garden Crips, East Side Crips, the West Side Crips, the Harlem Crips, Inglewood.
At least a half dozen gangs call themselves Crips. 43rd Street Crips, the Avalon Garden Crips, the East Side Crips, the West Side Crips, the Harlem Crips, the Inglewood Crips, and the Compton Crips. Each demand separate recognition. The rival gangs, first and foremost, the Brims, the Bounty Hunters, AC Deuces, which is like 30, 40 Piru over there in the low bottom. Figueroa Street Boys, that's the Denver Lane. Pirus, Anthony Park, Denver Lanes, and Exterminators. View Crips as a single organization. Let's go.
Crips and the Compton Crips. Before the formation of gangs such as the Inglewood family, Hoover family, and other anti-Crip gangs, the rival gangs included the Brims, Bounty Hunters, AC Deuces, Figueroa Street, Piru, Athens Park, Denver Lanes, and the Exterminators. Around midnight on January 12, 1974, young Davy Johnson and 3 of his homeboys, all reportedly members of the Bloodstone gang, attended a party on the 800 block of East 78th Street. This is the founder of the Crips, Raymond Washington's original Eastside Crips turf. When they arrived, they found a rival gang there, the Crips. Raymond Washington was in Tracy prison at this time, but when these 4 youth realized they were at the wrong party at the wrong time, they decided.
AJ Morgan said Baba Louie posed a challenge on that years ago. Nobody said anything. Well, first of all, majority of those old the OG triple OG homies don't get on the internet. But believe you me, they heard them, and that was one of the reasons I went on street TV to break up some of the lies that was being told. But you don't have to say it. Talk to the bounty hunters. Holla at Big Loaf. You know what I'm saying? Or holla at some of the G homies from Blade, from Bounty Hunters. Blood doing life. I think he been down almost 50 years. Ask them. Or go ask Big Strawberry, who was an LA Brim, Hoover Park family rolling 20. He got the brims tattooed on his shoulder. Border Rat from 77 IF got the brims on his back. Go ask those dudes. Let's go.
To walk away. As they walked off, Davy Johnson was hit by a bullet fired from a passing car. A single bullet struck Davy in his chest, and he was pronounced dead at the scene around 1 a.m. Davy Johnson was killed 2 years after Craig Craddock, just 2 blocks away from where Craig Craddock was killed, and 3 blocks away from where Raymond Washington lived before he went to prison. And that's going to do it for this episode of Kev Mac Videos. Be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment and tell us who you would like for us to profile next. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Hey, salute again to Kev Mac Videos, man. He definitely did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of research. He talked to a lot of people, and he came up with a lot of truths. You know what I'm saying? Some truth that people don't want to hear, can't handle, and a lot of other things. But when you get to talking about the Brims, let's start off with the big homie Kirk Dog. You heard David Johnson. You heard Sugar Bear. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I said I was going to show y'all who Sugar Bear was. This was at my video shoot. Recipes to the big homie Sugar Bear. Untouchable block. Bow rims. Super bow rims at that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go right here real quick. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can see that, y'all can see it. This at the Hit Your Bremen video shoot. Big Sugar Bear and my pops. You know what I'm saying? Flamed up, giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Another founded member in LA Brim. He was a manual art Brim also. You know what I'm saying? That I had the pleasure of being raised with and have the pleasure of learning from. See, these dudes that was there, right? These dudes that were Angel and Tony Lucius and Sugar Bear. I had the privilege of being around these dudes when I was a teenager, smoking a half ounce of stress and hearing them argue about these facts in the spot until they got clarity. Because people remember things differently. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, and I'm soaking it up, passing out. let's get to this. But that was the big homie Sugar Bear. Rest in peace, man. Now I want to get into this this video on. Wait, first I said we're gonna get into Kirk, y'all. We're gonna start the big homie before we give y'all what y'all came for. Everybody always asking about Wee Stroke, PeeWee, and everybody always asking about G Active. Before we do that, y'all finna learn about my big homie. You know what I'm saying? Never had the opportunity to meet him, but I feel like I know him because he did all that time. Officer Daniel Pratt, on the night of September 3rd, 1988, Officer Pratt and his partner, Officer Veronica DeLeo, were driving an undercover blue IROC Camaro and on stakeout at the Pine Liquor Store in South Los Angeles in Rolling 60 Crip neighborhood, right? When they heard what they thought was 2 shotgun blasts. They then heard rapid gunfire and within 5 seconds saw a car's headlights. This same vehicle had been involved minutes earlier in a drive-by shooting, which left 3 people wounded. They radioed to their supervisor for permission to follow the car and the chase begun. The chase ended up at the corner of Florence and Crenshaw Streets at the Chevron gas station and adjacent car wash on the northeast corner, where the 2 officers parked their car for cover. As Officer Pratt called for citywide backup and requested an airship, the 2 suspects in the car made an abrupt U-turn, coming back at the 2 officers. As bullets from the suspect's AR-15 assault weapon started to hit the car, Pratt returned fire. As he fired the last round from his 9mm service weapon, he took a fatal round, dying instantly. Kirkton Moore, an alleged member of the Harvard Park Brims, was arrested and charged with the murder of Pratt. Because Pratt was driving an undercover vehicle and never identified himself as a police officer, Moore never knew he was firing upon the LAPD officer. Officer Pratt was eulogized at his funeral by his little brother Brian. At that time, an officer with the Upland Police Department, he told the audience, if I would live to be half the man and officer he was unparalleled in the family and professional life. So I wanted to get into that. I want y'all to be looking forward to the documentary and movie when the homies get to it. I know Murder Rock told me he working on that, but just familiarize y'all and give a salute to the history of the LA Brims, man. We finna get into this, and they're so anti-authoritative, very anti-authoritative, revolutionary. Not really the type that go along with the program. Let's go.
The war in Cali. In this episode, I'm gonna detail the story of PeeWee from the Fruit Town Brims. PeeWee was born Kasim Knox and would grow up in South Central. He would live the early portion of his life living in the Black P-Stones turf. He would go to schools like Hillcrest and Audubon, but his life was severely changed.
That's a lie. Majority of his life was in Inglewood. Don't believe me? Ask Bosco, the comedian.
After the death of his older brother, who was killed by the police. This changed PeeWee's life in a negative way and sent him down the wrong path in life. His mother was a strong woman who took care of 4 kids and gave them everything they needed. Unlike most kids, PeeWee even had his father in his life, and none of his family were gang members. So the life that PeeWee will later live in the future will be the complete opposite of what was going on inside his home. Even though he would live in BPS turf and later Inglewood, PeeWee would get familiar with the Fruit Town Brims after meeting a few members, and he even started hanging out with the crowd and the older members of the Fruit Town Brims, and he later became an official member of the gang. Even if he had to travel far just to be with his gang, that's what he would do often. He even would do things like taking buses just to go to his hood. The Brims consisted of 3 different sets under the Brim umbrella, being Fruit Town, Finesse, and Harvard Park, which all 3 gangs have a strong relationship with each other and also to their allies like the Rolling 20 Bloods and BPS. Their cliques consist of 35th Street, 36th Street, 37th Street, and 38th Street, but they will also have several rivals like gangs like the Rolling 30 Crips and the Rolling 40 Crips. PeeWee died in the streets early on and would be in and out of jail. Even at an early age, he would appear in the documentary Bloods and Crips Made in America. As a teenager, in the years followed, PeeWee would
show
become a hardened gang
y'all him
member,
how
involved
young
in a
he
lot,
was.
and was a young frontliner in his set, and gained a daily reputation. PeeWee, along with other young active members of the Fruit Town Brims, would make a clique within their gang, called the infamous Gangster Bloods, also known as just IGB, which was a young crew full of active gang members, known for putting in work, and many members from that crew, like G-Active.
Start this off. G-Active is not an IGB. G-Active is a tiny gangster brand, TGB. PeeWee and them started the IGB. Shout out PeeWee. Shout out the homie, I think it was Baby Zeke and Baby Zeke, and then it was somebody else. But I was in jail when they started the IGB. But G-Active is a tiny gangster brand, 37 Drive.
Including him getting shot and a lot of jail time, but a lot more will come. Whitney York, a 32-year-old black man, was shot and killed on March 31st, 2017, in the 3100 block at 8th Avenue in Jefferson Park. Whitney was sitting in a folding chair in front of his home with a friend when 3 men walked up and fired multiple gunshots at Whitney, striking him. The suspects then fled on foot. Whitney was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Whitney was allegedly a member of the Rolling 30 Crips. June 29th, 2017, while trying to serve a warrant, officers spotted one of the suspects driving off in a car. This prompted a chase. The suspect fled from his vehicle, armed with a handgun, and then a gunfight ensued between the individual and the pursuing officers, resulting in one of the SWAT officers being shot in the hip, and the individual who was wanted for murder also received gunshot wounds. The suspect was PeeWee, and the craziest thing about this whole situation was that PeeWee recorded the shootout with the police on Facebook Live. He would survive the shooting and be taken into custody.
A gun battle with LAPD streamed live. A murder suspect on the run shows the hail of bullets on Facebook.
NBC4's Robert Kovacic joins us live in El Segundo right now with that new video and new developments. Robert?
Colleen and Chuck, first of all, a note to our viewers, this video may be tough for some to watch. We are talking about a homicide suspect who was suddenly willing to put residents who live in this gated community at risk, as well as a number of police officers. A homicide suspect who was carrying a handgun as well as a cell phone, streaming it live, talking to his family.
PeeWee was 25 at the time and was charged with 5 counts of each of attempted murder of a police officer and also assault of a police officer with a semi-automatic firearm, 4 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon, and 2 counts of unlawful possession of ammunition, and 1 count of each of shooting at an inhabited dwelling and shooting at an occupied motor vehicle, plus the shooting of Whitney. PeeWee would later be sentenced to life for all the crimes he committed. PeeWee was a case of decisions of what you could have avoided, but you chose on your own. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So that's Weestro.
The hardest thing is obviously finding product.
And Weestro ain't got life yet. And I hope he don't get life. But dude saying that Weestro got life, that's cap. Weestro just went to court last month. I don't know what happened, but his court date was last month. I don't know if it got postponed or whatever, but Weestro did not get life yet. So I had to react to that and give the update on that. And they were talking about the shootout. Hold on. Let me go to it real quick. I uploaded it, I think last week or something like that, or maybe a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew we was going to do this live. If y'all ain't familiar,
I know I'm done, say. Mama, I love you. My kids, I love you. Dad, homie, bro. Dad, homie, look at him, bro. Look at him, bro. Look at him, nigga. We got farmers, nigga. They busting at me, blood. They about to kill this nigga. Oh, Brim, they about to kill me, blood. They about to kill me, blood. Oh, they just shot me, blood. They keep killing me. It's over with. It's over with. They homies, they got me. They homies, they got me. Nigga, one time on me, bird out. PSB ain't going to jail, nigga. Dead homies. They about to kill me in this bitch. I know God ain't safe. Mama, I love you. My kids, I love you. Dead homies, bro. Dead homies. Look at them, bro. Look at them, bro. Look at them, nigga. We got flammers, nigga. They busting at me, blood. They about to kill this nigga. Oh, Brim, they about to kill me, blood. They about to kill me, blood. Oh, they just shot me, blood. They keep killing me. It's over with. It's over with. They homies, they got me. They homies, they got me, blood.
So that was PeeWee, Free the Homie, Little Homie Weestro, man, infamous gangsters, 30 Gangster Brim, man, Fruit Town. You know what I'm saying? I know that a lot of y'all probably couldn't empathize with what he was doing. As the first video has stated, he was a suspect in a hot one. PeeWee always been crazy. He's a rebel, total rebel. And I ain't gonna get into the hood politics, but trust me, he gave me a headache. You know what I'm saying? But I love him. Me too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, two things for certain. He gonna stand on everything he got. Hey, Papa Dirt said PeeWee not a Brim baby. Hey, I beg to differ. He wasn't born in the Brims, never lived in the Brims. But he been over there since he was 9 years old. Hold on, I'm finished. Yeah.
He was about 9 years old when he started banging, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm finished show the picture. You know, his mom was like a DA or a lawyer or something, and he lived in Inglewood. I'm talking about well-to-do, a lawyer, right? Well-to-do family. And I think it was G Active who brought PeeWee over there. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was G Active who brought him over there. And we gonna get to that real quick.
Is PeeWee still alive?
Yeah, he was shot 7 times by the police in that shootout with the police. He's still alive, facing charges in the LA County jail. And he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go back to jail, especially after seeing the homicide detective running his house. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to choose to shoot it out with the boys instead of having to die a slow death. You know what I'm saying? But here it go right here. Crips and Bloods made in America. This is a little clip. And this is PeeWee. Let me blow this up so y'all can see it, right? It's going to be at the end. Pay attention. That little black boy, that's PeeWee. That's PeeWee right there, Yael. You see him?
Yeah.
He was a little chubby 8-9-year-old kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? With the red flag around his neck.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, so PeeWee wasn't born in the Brims, but he definitely was a Brim baby because he came around so he was looking for love. He found that the town of the Fruits was where the love was at. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, free little Weestro, man. Let's get into some of these comments. Damn, dude, so I was just going to tell you, watch dude content be inaccurate. Man, hold on. I got bad connection on my Wi-Fi wasn't on my phone. Damn, that's crazy. All right, so shout out to everybody on Clubhouse. I hope y'all was able to hear that. Hey, Deuce, I F with how you make sure people can back up what you saying. Hold on, we getting feedback, John Jr. You got to mute up. People back up what you saying, and these other fools like dude talking get debunked. Yeah, bro. Frank Nitty, see, I told y'all Warren Cali research be wrong. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Facts, Baltimore. Papa Dirt said 35th Street and Dinker Park the same. Little 39th Street is King Park. Facts. The Dinker Park is on 35th and King Park is off of King Boulevard on 39th. You know what I'm saying? right before you get to Western. At the end of the day, it's all interrelated, yet we eventually evolve to become arch enemies and rivals when if we stand as a united force, nothing will stop us. Hashtag 212, 1017 Brick Squad record. I totally agree with you, bro. Is it a 37th Street Harlem? Yeah, they started claiming the 9. I remember Blue Devil and them had that spot over there. They definitely started claiming 37. But that was later on. G Active is the one on Street Gangs that told that story. Facts. The homie from MG Man EIP said his pop Greg Taylor was one of the Brim founders. I don't know about Greg Taylor. You know what I'm saying? 37, 38. Y'all smashed those like. I remember PeeWee on those videos from 2000. Yeah, when I first seen this on the internet, I thought it was a skit at first. Till the homie Tiny Wrench told me it was true. Yeah, man. Weestro is a nut, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fam West, salute. When was this? That was, I think like 2017, 2018. They was raiding his house. He in the car. He was a social media fanatic, right? Everything for the gram. He'll go bust on some fools right now and go post it on Facebook, just burnt, right? Everything for likes and for the gram and Facebook and all of that. And while he rolling his blunt on the thing, he's sitting in his car and the homies hit his house. Homicide detective. He's sitting there watching the homies hit his house. So in his mind, he like, oh, them homicide detectives, I'm out of here. He take off in the car and start a high-speed chase all the way up to Imperial. And he made his decision. You know what I'm saying? And y'all heard what he said. They shot him 7 times, but he survived. Yeah, well, that's just a rite of passage in our community. BIP, T. Rogers, EIP, High Top, Free, OG Matt Ronald. No, OG Matt Ronald's home. Matt Ronald's out. I just seen, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he made it home. Thank God, man. You know what I'm saying? Uniquely yours, LaToy, what up? Don't we consider turf babies as those born in the turf? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm going to call back. But he been there forever, bro. At 8, 9, you don't get more turf than that. This is LA history. I'm out. Salute and respect it, but I'm not from California. Hey, man, it's still started here. You got to get it from somewhere. I'm California, and real talk, Mexicans run LA. Hey, salute, Jose Chavez. I'm glad you said that. You know what I'm saying? Southside 13 on the dead homies. Okay, salute. Hey, break it don't matter. All history is good history. Yeah, for sure. Well, Dinker is all Mexican. No, you're lie. You're a damn lie. And if you want to troll, RDL say Tiny Rich my name. He said Dinker is all Mexicans. That's what the dude just said. Yeah, this was a solid episode, blood. Salute, salute. Hey, look, we already been on here for 2 hours, and it was those. Papa Dirt said we was a problem, though. He was. Earl Crump, yeah, his little ass was a problem. Salute, Active Chuck, salute. I can't see that person commenting. That's good. That means they done already got him up out of here. He was trolling. I sometimes be thinking these dudes on the internet be trying to start gang wars and they really police. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch for that. You know what I'm saying? But that was Weestro, man. I was going to get into that other video, but since it's 2 hours, we gonna end this. We'll do another one, and since we already did the history, and we'll bring y'all in on the homie G Active. You know what I'm saying? One of my little homies, Dry Boy. Hey, Yael, you want to speak up on anything that we said today? You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man. Being at the origin of the Brims, they hung out with Crips in the beginning, correct?
No, hell no.
No,
When the Crips started, it was automatic enemies. The Crips, when they started, nigga took Raymond Washington and them said everything finna turn Crip. So the Slossons, the Gladiators, the LA Brims that preceded them were automatic rivals from the get-go. You know what I'm saying?
okay. So a little after that, they started having meetings with them to try to diffuse it.
Facts.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that correction, dudes. You know, I ain't always right, you know. I'm open to correction and direction also, you know. But just that timestamp right there, that timestamp alone for me gives me the hope and understanding on why Damu Kiwe Conversations was created. Because it's still about unity from the past, now in the present, to see a better future between rival communities and just melanated brothers all over the world, all over the earth.
Talk that shit, y'all.
With different tribes, with different politics, with different, you know, everything that's just going on within the community. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, with all being said and done, the whole moral compass of this is to direct the youth and the ones and the few that are of elders and the ones that are, you know, our age, to say, hey, look, we ain't got to be best of friends. We ain't got to be buddy, but we most definitely can stop the murdering of each other, because a lot of it is senseless. A lot of it is senseless. And because, Deuce, you did this documentary and you elaborated so finely with it, with giving the edification, with salute to Kev Mac and salute to everybody else who
Street TV, salute to Kev Mac, salute to Street TV. Them brothers is really journalists,
right,
historians. But go ahead.
And they work hard to bring, you know, the information that they have to light, so that the historical prints and thumbprints and footprints can be set before the youth and those who don't know their history, that just started gang banging or, you know, lived in the community and didn't really know what was going on. You know, salute to them, because again, to bring everybody together is the sole moral compass of this. It's not to divide each other, the red, the blue, and the burgundy, but to unite it all as one, so we can have a better and a more impactful power structure within our community. This is how the unity is born. This is the embryo. This is the fetus of everything. And what we're doing right now with Deuce and myself and everybody who's associated and that plays a part in the Damu Kiwe Conversations team, we're showing you guys that we have the unity. Yeah, whatever you think, whatever you say, few in numbers, it doesn't matter. If you standing on morals, standards, and bringing the community together, this right here is for you. The Damu Kiwe Conversation team will open their arms and the doors, and you'll have an impact, an opinion within us. But we also have morals and standards. And that's what those brothers had back in those days. And salute to all the Damus and the Kiwes and the Power Rules and all of the organizations before us that did this and made a footprint so that we can come together. Because they footprint of trying to come together, and within the 92 riots and everything, we still marching and we still trying to unite, because we know wholeheartedly with being genuine within our movements, this can actually happen. And it is happening, whether it's on a bigger scale, small scale, medium scale. The Damus and the Kiwes are coming together. We're having dialogue, and this is what it's all about. And I just want to give a quick shout out to the east side of Compton, to the brothers that did have those conversations and those peace treaties, to the south sides, to the Santanas, and to anybody that's along the line of trying to have peace within the community, so that we can have the voice of reason and come together. Salute to the brothers that I've conversed with. Salute to Melly Mel, Lil Melly Mel, Thug, Caddy. Salute to those individuals, and salute to anybody else who's attaching themselves to want to have a peace. Remember this: if both sides haven't took a loss in over 10 years, then what are you beefing for? What are you beefing for? You living off a name that you haven't even committed a stain. You understand what I'm saying? And for the ones who participated, they know. When you know, you know. Salute to the Brims in the 30s and the 60s and the 40s and everybody who is on the line of peace. Nobody's saying that you got to be super best friends and super buddies, but damn it, we melanated brothers and we've hurted each other too long. I just want to say thank you to Deuce M's for planting that seed, for bringing us together. So now we all can go live together. We can have these Damu Kiwe conversations. We can politic. We can laugh. We can joke. Clubhouse. We met on Clubhouse and we elevated from there.
Hey, real quick, I want to run this clip because Lou from the Lou said, gang banging or not, this is a part of our history. It's about the beginning of a new tribe. Hey, bro, I got 2 clips for you, and I really need you to be able to listen to both of them and feel them. Let me make sure that y'all can see these before I start them, right?
Kiwe Conversation.
Yeah, they not. Let me stop sharing and hit them by myself because they not gonna allow me to do it, right? So if you remember when we was doing the Crips and Bloods Made in America, the brother was talking about not being able to join the Boy Scouts because they were all white.
Right.
Not having a fraternity, not being able, and then besides that, not having an identity, right? So when Lou from the Lou just said what's up on the screen, it made me go back to exactly what the brother was talking about, and it's 2 clips. So bear with me because I want y'all to.
The city and the police would describe us as we were clubs.
We never called ourselves gangs, but looking for that identity. Here go one more clip. Let me go to this real quick, and then we gonna let y'all up out of here. I think he said something about an identity. Remember that identity was stolen from us when we were enslaved, whether we was already here or brought here in shackles from other lands. But check this one out about the identity. It's so deep. It gave us these clubs, these fraternities, these villages, gave us an identity that we didn't have before. We got a super chat, Yael. You want to speak up on that?
Most definitely, brother. Let me see this super chat real quick. Oh, now we got the coolest dude with the 1999 super chat. Unity with the blue and the red. Coolest dude, man. Salute to you, brother. Bless. Thank you. On behalf of the Damu Kiwe Conversations, man. Anything and everything that is given to the Damu Kiwe Conversation team is appreciated. Blessings to you and your tribe and your whole family.
Hey, we're going to go through these comments and then we're going to end it. We need peace on our communities. We got. Hey, Earl Crump, I'm with you. You already know that, brother. That's what I'm for. And if I got to lose my life trying to push for that, that's a cause. I was ready to die for less something that wasn't even a just cause. So for that cause, I'm willing to sacrifice that. I'm definitely pushing that. That's the reason we have Damu Kiwe Conversation. United we stand, divided we fall. For sure, I'm going to call y'all back. You two police department. Whack, is that you, CS2 back? We are what everyone want to be. We born this way. We tried from different places. That's a fact, Monique Hill. Mike B, I can confirm Whack works for us. The YouTube police said they can confirm Whack works for them. Hey, well, you ain't got to convince us. We already know. Always positive, man. Thanks again. Really appreciate that part. Put a jacket on our people. Yeah, they want to call us gangs so they can criminalize what's already in our nature. And that's unity. You know what I'm saying? That's tribal. You know what I'm saying? What up? Okay, we almost finished. Monique, here are people so proud black back then. I respect and love my ancestors. Thank y'all, Deuce and Yael, and that's all. That and all that's with the truth. Thank y'all. No, thank y'all for supporting. Selena, thank you for supporting Incline Staff, and thank you for supporting. Till the next time, we have Damu Kiwe
Conversation.